My name is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, the largest mass movement on the face of this very planet Earth. I am the director of radio, Biafra television, and by the very special grace of the Most High, now and forever, I would remain a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. Who are the owners of killer headsmen? Who brought bandits into the country called Nigeria, the zoo? Who brought them in? Why is it that police cannot stop Fulani headsmen killing people anywhere, even as we speak in Benue and in Plateau states? Right now, as I'm talking to you, they're killing people, sacking villages. You will not see the army, you will not see the police. And people read these things every day on the page of newspapers and they take it as nothing. Oh, it's nothing. They kill people in Benue. Okay. This country now, wow, that's all you can say. In the night, you call yourself a human being because you cannot reason. You are in a country where the government is actively supporting people that they themselves brought in to kill you. You say nothing. You are not agitated. You are not upset. You are not angry. All you do is you lament and you do nothing afterwards. And somehow, miraculously, and in our idiocy, we think, oh, the problem will just go away. Who told you that? Instead, they are redoubling and intensifying their efforts to conquer you. I don't blame them. The army doesn't work when it comes to ISIS in West Africa, when it comes to Boko Haram, when it comes to killer headsmen, which is Mietiala, when it comes to bandits. No, they are not terrorists. And all of you are there, 200 million idiotic people just moronically just looking every blessed day. None of you has the courage to call upon the powers that be in Asorok, which is essentially Fulani Kaba, because there is no Buhari, to say to them, oh, why don't you label your own people terrorists? That is why Hope Uzodinma gave them the impetus to come to Imo State, to bomb Imo State, to kill people, to put us through exactly the same thing we went through between 1967 and 1970. And somebody as learned as Archbishop Obinna allowed that fool into Assumpta Cathedral. They are the ones that supported Boko Haram. They are the ones that built ISIS in West Africa. Some of you have forgotten. You know, I was hoping that somebody will refer back to the notes they took whilst listening to our broadcast, our lectures, to make reference to when I told you that they are the ones that formed ISIS in West Africa. Buhari, when he was alive, was the person that singularly brought in ISIS into the zoo. And I told you that he went and took the child, the first son of Muhammad Yusuf, the founder of Boko Haram, and gave him leadership of ISIS in West Africa. And I told you that they did it in order to try and divide Boko Haram. Did I not tell you that many years ago? How come some of you don't even make reference? And when I ask you to bring your pen and paper, some of you even forget, you don't even bother bringing them. I warned you and I told you what they are trying to do, or what Buhari tried to do when he was alive, was to divide Boko Haram into two. He failed. He went and brought ISIS. Released al-Banawi from detention and made him the overall commander of ISIS. Do you know that Nigerians are coming, people that claim they want one Nigeria, Fulani people that claim they're opinion leaders, they come out on the pages of newspaper and say the government should support ISIS to defeat Boko Haram. I can't. This same Fulani government that is so biased, to the extent that they are the ones paying their own criminals. They call them bandits. These are murderers and killers. These are terrorists, sacking villages even as we speak. They give them money. They give them everything. They give them police protection. And I want to tell you what happens to the police also, where Fulani people had in the past ravaged and sacked villages. They are also burning down their police stations in the north, but they won't report it. It is now very clear to everybody that Nigeria police and army, they are part and parcel of the problem that you're going through. But you are too foolish, you are too myopic, you are too blind, your brain is not working. That is why you cannot connect all the dots to understand what the Fulani Janjaweed has in store for you. Who are the ones that started paying bandits in Nigeria? Is it not this APC Fulani government? Who are the people that said, don't call them terrorists anymore, call them bandits? Is it not the same APC government? Who are the ones that changed the name of refugees into IDPs? It's not the same APC government of the Fulani Janjaweed Caliphate. And all of you are just there, moronically and idiotically defending your stupid one Nigeria on a daily basis because you are foolish, because your brain cells are not working properly, because you are incapable of reasoning, because you lack discernment, because you lack the ability to reason properly. The same people that cannot do anything in the north are busy bombing. Let me give you an example. They're bombing Imo State. Is that not correct? Aerial bombardment everywhere. Out on this work, Obo, Mbano, Etiti, all everywhere is under bombardment by Hopus of them. The same man that a whole somebody like Bishop Obin allowed to visit his as they are busy bombing and bombarding Imo State. Ask yourself, all this, I tweeted it earlier today. You can see that ISIS is now holding open community meeting in the north. No bombardment from anywhere. And later on, you will hear that angry youths in Niger State are burning police stations because they now know that the police, they are also part and parcel of the security problems they are having. No bombardment, only in Imo State, only in our land. And somebody is telling me that that Hope Uzodinma should be forgiven. Is that what you're telling me? Of course not. They can never, ever be forgiven. They must understand that. Nigeria is a place where real terrorists, killers, and murderers, rapists are being pardoned and reintegrated into the army and the police. Whereas in Biafra land, once you're a young man or woman, you are a suspect marked for death. And people think we can see all of those things and somehow we keep quiet. You think if you're ranting and writing your rubbish every blessed on social media, somehow will become swayed. Somehow we'll stop. No, we're not going to stop. You're dreaming. For how many years now? What have you people not tried to stop us? Has it worked? Will live to Kenya. The more you write all this your junk and all this your rubbish, all this your all this nonsense that you keep writing all the time, the more enthused and energized we become. We know that what we are doing is working. We know that what we are doing is working. Killing your own people in order to please your masters. If there is no Fulani man in any prison anywhere charged with terrorism, or any miyat, let us be very specific, miyetiana, anywhere in Nigeria serving any prison sentence. That tells you all you need to know about Fulani people and their mindset and how they intend to make your life a misery. If you keep on shouting as idiotically as some of you do sometimes, one Nigeria, unity of our country, our great nation. Who told you Nigeria is great? When, where, how? Because you're living large in Abuja and in Lagos, that makes it great. Typical black people. In Nigeria, both their presidency, whoever is wearing Buhari mask, the military, the police, and the Miyetti Allah leadership are all in this game together to protect Fulani killers and murderers. I have asked our people this, especially Igbo people. I want to ask you this thing time and time again. When Ozowani was attacked by Fulani people, hundreds of people slaughtered, was there any Air Force raid of the nearby bushes? It's a simple question. When Nimbo massacre and slaughter occurred, did the Air Force take off from Enugu to go and search for them and destroy them? Did the governor of Enugu State ever open his mouth to say, oh, destroy them or go and crush them? No, never. That tells you all you need to know about the mindset of these people that you call your political leaders. But in Biafra land, they have been killing innocent people. Nobody will ever say anything. They went to Mpo, I think about 4 years ago, 2016 at Mpo for no reason. This is one thing that the Fulefu Brigade, somebody called them the multi-purpose Fulefu, and their Yoruba counterparts, the sophisticated morons, the idiots in Yoruba land that keeps writing rubbish all the time. The Igbo Efulefus, the intellectual, very hopeless and very useless. No one has ever asked the police and the army the question, all those people you killed at Mpo in 2016, what did they do to you people? A simple question they cannot ask. without provocation. An atrocity documented by, you know, they hate every organization. Of course, they hate Biafrans, they hate Igbo people. We know the reason why. For Amnesty to write about that massacre tells you all you need to know. Has anyone ever asked the army or the police, why did you go to Mport to go and kill people? What did they do to you? All of you stupid, hopeless, animalistic, one Nigeria idiots, you can never reason very well. I want to ask you again, those people you killed at Mport, what did they do to you? National High School, about those that you murdered in Aba National High School, what did they do to you? They were in a school, they were praying. Did they do anything to you? I believe you know the answer to that question. Those that you killed during Trump rally in Iguacha, did they do anything to you? It's a simple question I'm asking you. What did they do to you? Nothing. Now that some people, although I don't support what they are doing, now that some people have risen and they are very angry, and they are avenging the death of their own people. All of you are busy yapping your rubbish all the time. Oh, insecurity here, there be security. When they were killing innocent people, was there security? What do you call it? I'm asking you a question. What do you call it? When they were busy slaughtering innocent people out of hatred, Fanibo man, hatred, just sheer hatred. My Yoruba brothers and brethren, they have been rallying with Yoruba flag, so the Oduduwa flag. Has there been any mass murder there? What is it about Oduduwa flag that protects them? Yet, once you see Biafran flag, you want to kill anybody carrying it. Even those with muffler, you want to kill them. Those with t-shirts, with Biafran t-shirts, you want to kill them. Those with Biafran bangles, you want to kill them. And after doing all these things, you expect them to go and fold their hands and be saying hallelujah every day? You are insane in the head. You see, there was something that Sir Arthur Boma Harris said. He was the chief of Air Force staff during the Second World War. He's a British man. He was the commander of the Royal Air Force. He died in South Africa because there was so much condemnation after the Second World War because of the way he bombed Dresden, that the criticism made him to travel to live out the rest of his life in South Africa. His name is Arthur Harris. They call him Sir Arthur Boma Harris because he commanded the bomber squadron or whatever brigade of the British Air Force. Do you know what he said? When Hitler was bombing London, bombing everywhere, bombing Exeter, bombing Norwich, bombing Cambridge, everywhere, nobody said anything around the world. When he assumed command of the Royal Air Force, he said about bombing Germany. I remember his quote. He said that Hitler sowed the wind, now they will reap the whirlwind. You know what a whirlwind is? Then there is wind, breeze, breeze. Then there is whirlwind, igugu, the real one. They sowed the wind, now they reap the whirlwind. All of you in the army and police killing people over the years, you're going to die, all of you. No, only all of you are going to die. It's only a matter of time. You are all going to perish, all of you. People want to be politically correct. Oh, don't say this. Oh, don't say that. But you are there. Hope Uzodinma is arresting pregnant women, putting them in detention. Whereas his Fulani counterparts are celebrating with their bandits, with AK-47. I want you to put what I'm saying into context. Put it into context, please. Have you ever heard any Fulani governor in the north, in the Sharia north, call for the bombardment of hideout of terrorists or bandits ever before? But in our land, in the land of God itself, in Biafra land, in the bosom of Biafra land, Imo State, somebody who calls himself the administrator of that state is locking up pregnant women. Pregnant women. I want everybody, those of you close to Uzodinma and the Imo State government, go and ask them. Do you have 3 pregnant women in custody, in detention, in government house or not? In Imo State right now. Go and ask him. 3 pregnant mothers. Now you understand the same hatred that Israel is going through, isn't it? They just hate the children of God for no reason. Just sheer hatred that is there. If you ask them why, they don't know. They just, we have to hate you. Because you're blessed. And Chukwu Kikabiama is your God. That is the reason why. DSS are in our place, flexing, kidnapping people every day. Whereas their own Fulani terrorists are going about killing innocent citizens without any interference from the government. All of you were there a few days ago. Somebody opened his mouth and said, "Oh, ISIS killed Shekau. The government the government plan with ISIS." You know, that is the reason why I've not even had. You know, I kept thinking, I kept praying and asking Elohim, did you make a mistake creating these people? A government official is saying that we collaborated with ISIS, the deadliest terror group in the world, in order to defeat Shekau. I mean, come on. I'm sure some of you didn't even notice, did you? Go back to your news, it is there. Go back to your news, it is there. They have Hope Uzodimma, Nwike, and Umahi have helped their masters from the north to turn our land into a shooting range where they test their new weapons on innocent people in our land. Imo State today, it's just, you can see the scars of battle all over Imo State. They call it show of force. But today in Zamfara, people were kidnapped, no show of force. People are dying in Niger State, no show of force. So people are being slaughtered in Plateau, as I will tell you later on, no show of force. Only in our land that is show of force. What does that tell you about those you are in your one Nigeria with? They hate you with a passion. They hate you with a passion. What the Fulani people are doing, I will tell you now before it happens, is to take over our land by force. What they have done is to say, since you have managed to neutralize Shekau, we now give you the license to march to the Atlantic. That was what Buhari planned before he died. I've been issued from the beginning. When he called Shekau and asked Shekau to stop attacking military formations in the north and mosques, Shekau said no. That was all. They went. Remember when they tried to bribe me in detention and I said no, they formed Okudele, reformed the IPOB. That was what they did. ISIS came. Before Buhari died, he was a supporter and promoter of ISIS. And I want to ask the US ambassador, and I want to ask Katrina Lang, that woman, I don't know if it's a girl or a woman, are you not aware that Nigerian government said that they collaborated with ISIS to kill Shekau? Did you not hear that? So you feel that that is not insecurity. Insecurity is happening only in Biafra, nowhere else. That is why we must pray for Eastern Security Network. You know, the Fulanis never banked that they will meet ESN. They never knew that we will come. They never knew. All these years, as I was telling and preaching on live on air, I kept telling you people that are going to come. I never rested. We kept planning every blessed day to defend our land. Nobody can come out and say, oh, I gave them this, or I gave them that. Chukwu Kikabiama provided. No politician, no governor, nobody. Today, we are the ones that drove away Mieti Allah from our land. No forest again is being occupied by these people in our land. They are feeling the heat every day now. Don't they know that already? Of course they know. In our land, every blessed day, oh, police station is being punched down. Nobody will ask themselves, what did the police do? So you think that somebody can just wake up and walk into a police station and just burn it down like that because they're mad? You know they're not mad. Ask yourself, the world should ask Nigeria police and Nigeria army, what did you actually do that people will hate you this badly? What did you do to them? Oh, you think I'm talking about Biafra land the East? No, you're mistaken. I want to give you news. He's there. but it will not receive due prominence because it wasn't done by people they hate. You know that collective hatred they have for Biafra, that collective, that animalistic hatred for the Igbo man, for no reason, That is why anytime a police station is destroyed in the East, they amplify, they magnify it. But I want to shock all of you this morning, because there's a news that broke today. Angry youth set police station ablaze in Niger. Angry youths set police station ablaze in Niger. Is it headline for Channels TV? Of course not. Why? Because the people that set the station ablaze, they're not Igbo, or presumed to be Igbo. They are not Biafra. They are not Ibibio. They are not from Akwa Ibom. They are not Efik. They are not from Cross River. So it's not news. No. We want that one that happened in Igbo territory, so we can because some of them even hate Igbo without even knowing. Even when they begin to express their hatred, they don't even know that they're doing it. Example is here: protesting youths on Monday, being today, vandalized and burned Gauraka police station in Tafa, local government area of Niger State, over the abduction of 15 persons by bandits. Why did they burn it down? Because the police did nothing. The police are working with the bandits. And I want to tell you that in Niger State that's been under siege, 15 persons were abducted. The villagers from a place called Gauraka went and burnt down their police station. Instead of the police to protect the people, the police are busy protecting terrorists, Fulani terrorists, because the DPO is Fulani. IG of police is Fulani. Area commander is Fulani now. Don't you know that? Are you following what I'm telling you? Do you see why on this noble platform people must reason? We compel you to use your senses to be able to reason properly, as a human being should. So burning of police stations is not just happening in Biafra land, it's also happening in Niger State. But there is no aerial bombardment. The governor of that state has not called the Air Force to come and bombard them. He has not called for military occupation of that very place. But the hope of them, an Igbo man allegedly, is calling Air Force, Army to come and kill his own people. And you're telling me that such a human being deserves to live? Or that such a person deserves to be invited to attend the church service by an archbishop? Do you think that is proper? I am telling you that a police station has been burnt in Niger State. Did you hear the Niger State governor come out to say, "Oh, they are these, they are hoodlums. We are going to kill them. We are going to suffocate them"? No, because the police is guilty. 15 people kidnapped by bandits. Police chased the bandits. Police said no, they're not going anywhere. They burnt down the police station. The bandits moved from house to house. As they were moving from house to house, kidnapping people, they kept calling the police. The police never responded. That's police in Nigeria for you. Fulani police. Because they are in a hurry. 2022 is almost here. They're in a hurry to move, to take as much land as they can before the negotiations will start in 2022. Then Britain, Katrina Lang will tell you, "Oh no, you're all Nigerians. You have freedom of movement. Wherever you are, you can be a Nigerian there." That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. A pregnant woman was also taken, and that got the villagers angry. People sustained injuries. Oh my goodness. Well, some people said, oh my goodness. Many people were killed in the incident as well. Fulani killing people in Niger State. Killing Nupe people. They call them we Northerners. Who said you're Northerners? You are Nupe from Niger State. You are not a Northerner or anything. You are Nupe, and Fulani people are killing you. But in order to smoothen over the whole thing, they say, "Oh, people are killing Nigerians." No, it's Fulani killing Nupe people in Niger State. They came to our land. They came to Biafra to kill, and we said, "No, you cannot kill us. Instead of you to kill us, we will kill you." Now they brought in their army and their police to be killing innocent people, abducting innocent people. The youth were protesting over what they termed as the increasing spate of abductions in Suleja and Tafalo government area. They took to the road on Monday to block the Kaduna-Abuja Express Road. The youths went further to vandalize the police station and set it on fire. It is not headline news, is it? Because it's not those that committed this very crime or this very act, they want Igbo people. So why magnify the news? It's just just a news you come across and you move on. You cannot magnify it because Igbos are not involved. The government of Niger State, I'm waiting. Maybe tomorrow they'll start a real bombardment, but I know it's not going to come. Compare and contrast that behavior by the Niger State government to what Hope Uzodinma is doing. And then you get the perfect definition of an efulefu. Did it stop there? No, I have not finished. I have not finished. I want to let the world understand what is going on in a damnable zoological republic. One day, the police station burnt down as motorcyclists and police clash in Lagos. In Lagos, oh. Tinubu, are you listening to me? In Lagos. In Tinubu's Lagos, police station was burnt down. Are you people aware of this? A police station in Ile-Epo bus stop, Okeodo, on Lagos Abeokuta Expressway was on Monday, the same day, set ablaze. Because there was problem between motorcyclists and the police. Everybody now knows that the police is the problem. Fulani Nigeria police is the problem. Fulani Nigeria army is the problem. We don't know where the terrorists are. Those you put in the police and in the army, where are they? Those who claim to have repented. Now working for ISIS. Now working for Boko Haram. You see how Fulani people are playing with. You know, sometimes I blame the editors that we have. Somebody said that Fulani have taken over their hometown in Oka. I don't know the place. I don't believe that is possible. In Biafra, of course, it's not possible. It's not possible. I blame newspaper journalists. I blame some of you who half-educated, dim-witted people that went through, sadly, you know, somebody wrote a very moving piece that when people go to school in Nigeria, they go through a system of miseducation. They're not educated properly. A people without a sense of history, without a sense of perspective, they don't know where they're coming from, therefore they don't know where they're going. My good friend and brother, and happy birthday to him, Dele Momodu, who is 61, incidentally is the same age as Nigeria or older than Nigeria. Dele is older than Nigeria. Isn't that so bizarre? Or around about the same age as Nigeria. So if you want to make a reference point, you start from 1960. Everything before 1960 doesn't exist. In other words, you're confused. So those who are like Obasanjo that came before Nigeria was ever, should I say, granted their flag independence in 1960, these are confused generation. Forget they say, oh, they're elders. They're not elders. They are confused people. They don't know where they're coming from. So if you ask Obasanjo, who was your father? What nationality was your father? He cannot tell you. That means he doesn't know where he's coming from. If you ask all this, I'm an elder statesman. Ask Mr. Elder Statesman. Let it be like somebody like let's say in Clark. You are in your 90s. What nationality was your father? He cannot tell you. Even in his 90s, he is confused about where he's coming from. Now, how can you know where you're going to? If you don't know where you're coming from, how can you know where you're going? That is why whenever you meet a madman or a madwoman on the streets, on the road, you ask them, oh, where are you going to? You tell them, I don't know where I'm going, because he or she doesn't know where they're coming from. You have men who are in their 90s, saying they are Nigerians. They are older than Nigeria by nearly 30 years. They're saying they're Nigerian. And I want to ask you, sir, what was your nationality before the white man came? Oh, you're waiting for the white man to confer nationality upon you before you discover who you are. Do you see that this whole thing doesn't make any sense? People that want to hold on rigidly to this viewpoint that they are Nigerians, I want the world to understand how foolish they sound. Nigeria became a country in 1960. Britain came, stole everything from us and said they're protecting us. After all, we are called protectorate. Before 1914, protectorate means people who are under the protection of the Queen. Why do we need your Queen Victoria or Queen whoever to protect us? I'm asking that question. We were called protectorate, North and South. And in 1914, they put us together and said, now you are now a colony of the British. colony of the British. In other words, you are how can I put it? You are slaves of the British. You don't have any control over your destiny or your future. You are our property. In 1914, Britain made everybody their property. And I want to ask people then, the Ezekiels of this world, the hours of this world, what nationality was your father? And anytime you ask that question, no Nigerian can answer it. Nobody can. Because they don't know where they are coming from and they don't know where they're going to. They are confused and very. That's why I said that the most idiotic person to encounter in life is a Nigerian. A one Nigerian is the most idiotic fool you can ever meet. Because in a debate, they cannot last for 5 minutes. Simply ask them, where does your father come from? My father is a Nigerian, nationality Nigerian. And his father. They say, I think he was, but I don't know. Now, if you don't know, how can you build a future out of something that you don't know? That is why being a Nigerian is the most foolish thing that can happen to anybody in the world. A police station was burnt today along Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway. Channels to TV hasn't reported it. There is no curfew, no aerial bombardment of the settlements along Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway. None whatsoever. But in Imo State and across Biafra land, the Igbo Fulefus are doing their best to please their boyfriends in the north. They are, because they're rent boys. That's what they do. Those they give their backside to in the north. They want to please them. Mrs. Tambuwal wants to please Honey. Honey, baby. I don't know what they call, maybe Honey and Baby. Who knows? If you see the way Mike was laughing, you know maybe the guy whispered darling or baby in his ears. You can see the way he was laughing. You can see the way he was laughing. Darling baby, he was, when you want to, you're dancing, maybe you're in a club, you're somewhere, and you want your wife to feel good, you whisper something in her ear, you see the way she will laugh and smile. That was what happened to Wike. They're doing darling with the lives of his people. But we're not going to let them. Let me remind everybody there was a police station burnt down along Lagos-Abeokuta, but no aerial bombardment of Yoruba land. Because Yoruba governors, they have sense. Fulani governors, they have sense. They're not stupid. It's only in the east. You will invite the same people that killed you between 66 and should I say from 1945 till today. You invite them to come and kill you more. I mean, I can't understand this. That tells you who these people are. And that police station, I told you one police station burned down in Niger State, another one burned down in Lagos. Nothing has happened. This confirms that Hopus of them and Wike are working with the Janjaweed masters to kill as many people as possible. These are murderers. And that is why those of them from the southern part of the zoo are the worst educated fools on this very earth. See the southern Nigeria, east and west. Iberiberism is of the highest order. They think they're educated, they think they went to school because they can speak one or two grammar, put sentences together, maybe do research, do copy and paste, and write their junk. They think somehow they've arrived intellectually. They are very empty, very vacuous, and there is nothing in their skull at all. These educated people from the south, I went to school, I have 2 PhDs, I have 4 PhDs. There was somebody without work certificate. They voted for him in 2015. The idiot died in 2017. They went and manufactured ordinary rubber mask, rubber, latex, rubber mask to put on the face of any idiot that comes around. Tell you, trot him about, say he's Buhari, and you all agree he's Buhari. There is no type of blackmail that did not come under to say that Buhari is still alive. I told them no, he's dead. Anybody should be allowed. I have pulled my face before. Pull that boy's face, you will see that Buhari is dead. But because the frontal lobe of your brain is not connected to the other parts of your brain, that is why you cannot reason properly. That is why I keep saying that there is a disconnect between the frontal lobe of black people, the part of the brain that reasons and thinks, and the rest of the body. Because there is no other justification, there is no other reason as to why something so clear, something so obvious, something so blatant, that even the so-called chief of army staff died. And the president, and all of you are witness to the fact a whole Putin will come out in the rain to perform a national duty. Look at Macron of France. An obscure soldier, was a policeman, died. Macron came to lead the nation in mourning. Chief of Army Staff, you appointed only a few days, you claim you appointed only a few days ago, died. Somebody who flew to Paris, flew to London, cannot travel for 5 minutes to go and he is the commander-in-chief. One of his top men died. And you claim that this Buhari is a military man. You're telling me that a military man will be in office and a fellow officer will fall and he will not go to the burial or funeral? Hell, this UG, who did this thing to you people? Who did this to you people? If it was a civilian, I can even understand. Macron is a civilian, the president of France. Yet he will attend military service, or should I say ceremony or burial. And you claim somebody who is a general as a head of state, another general serving him died, and he did not go. In which planet Queen Elizabeth II, her Britannic Majesty, will even attend a woman as the head of the army? This one is commander-in-chief of the army. Is it what they call it? C in C. They call it C. You know, when this UG C in C. Your top army officer you appointed into office died. You couldn't drive for 5 minutes, but you flew for I don't know, maybe 6-7 hours to go to Paris to attend the conference. And you're telling me that that person there is Buhari. Do you not see how foolish all of you are in this? I hate you people, honestly. You people, you make me sick. Your stupidity is astonishing. Had it been a civilian president, I can understand. So you claim Buhari is alive. But Buhari is a general. And his fellow general died. And he did not go, oh, come on, this UG. Black people. No wonder we are the lowest of the low in the whole world. We are at the bottom of the rubbish pile. I'm telling you the truth. The way we reason, God, you people, you make me sick. A general, a serving general who went to war, so you claim, is alive. Because I know that the late Buhari, had he been alive, oh, for goodness sake, he will be there. And he will speak without the aid of any written paper. But as somebody said, because of Islamic rule and all the rest of it, they didn't have time to coach him on what to say. They didn't practice. They didn't give him time to practice maybe 4 or 5 months in advance to come and deliver a speech. And you're telling me that after this display of idiocy by the person you claim is Buhari, white people will take you. A white man will respect you as a black person. You are joking. They can never respect you because you have no respect for yourself. You people, you make me sick. A general, not a civilian president, a general. He was a general. And the man he appointed only 2 or 3 weeks ago died and he couldn't go. And I tell him, he's Buhari. He's not, he's shy. Hey, there is no Buhari. The late Buhari would have attended the funeral. There is no Buhari in power, for goodness sake. You dumb monkeys from Africa. You make me sick. Every day I ask God, are you sure it wasn't a mistake? Your God don't make mistake. But are you sure black people, when you were thinking about them, are you sure there wasn't doubt somewhere? I have never seen a people as foolish as this. I have never seen in my life. A general, head of state, commander-in-chief of the armed forces. The chief of armed forces, chief of army staff died. And the dead cannot bury the dead. A dead man, Buhari. Aisha has gone on the ground as usual. Well, in Dubai, here suffering. She's a little girl. I'm older than her. Aisha is only 50 years. She has to. I'm not asking her not to enjoy life. She's more than welcome to enjoy life, but stop deceiving the people. The educated intellectuals from the East and their counterpart in the West, the sophisticated moronic brigade in the West. You see what you have done to yourselves. Only the Fulani, a Fulani man can become a major general without fighting any battle. Do you know how the only military accomplishment of Ibrahim Atahiru, the late chief of army staff that was buried, was 2 days ago or whatever? Do you know the highest battle he has ever fought in his life was to invade my house, as a result of which my parents died and 28 of my men. That is the only thing, because they sent him to Borno and he messed up. You don't know that? Ibrahim Atahiru, you don't know that? They sent him to 82 division in Enugu. For some of you, they say, why Biafrans celebrate? Why won't you celebrate the idiot's demise? Who is he? Who is he? The only military success he ever had in his life was the death of my parents to invade my house. He's a general. So in his CV, if they ask him, what are your accomplishments as a general? Where did you fight? Which theater did you operate in? The only theater he fought was Isiama Faruku. I went to Nnamdi Kanu's house to invade it. I invaded his house, his compound. That's all. That's as a general, and he's a general. Fulani. That's what they have done to you people. A Fulani man can become a major general without firing one bullet in anger, in war. Have you noticed that all the generals you have in Nigeria, all their thought of duty is killing civilians? Have you ever noticed that before? They only promote them when they kill civilians. That's all they do. Did Nigeria manage to recover Bakassi? Obasanjo, are you listening to me, Obasanjo? You are there, the money lover. You claim you don't like money, but we know you do. After all, you were taking 1 naira in those days from MTN. Have you forgotten? That was why when you were sharing the license, you had to go and do a deal with a South African company. MTN was from South Africa. You gave the license to your brother, Adenuga of Glo. When you scratch MTN card in those days, every one naira will go to Obasanjo, true or false. Oh my goodness. Zoo. Fulani, I want to ask you, which all this nonsense is a general? I want to ask you, you are there to defend the territorial integrity of Nigeria, is that correct? Where were you people when Bakassi was taken from you? Bakassi Peninsula and given to Cameroon. You went there, we saw your body bags coming back through Ikote Benin Road, passing on my ordinary gendarme of Cameroon beat you in Bakassi. Now, I want to know why you would appoint anybody a major general in Nigeria based on what? Which war did you fight? Have you ever won any territory or conquered anywhere for Nigeria before? But you're asking a major general because you're Fulani. Wretched cowards. Ibrahim Atahiru's only distinguished honor came when he attacked my house with troops from 82 Division. Troops, army. Came from Enugu or Hafiandu Binze. That led to the death of my parents. And the Fulani Janjaweed, they were rejoicing that my parents died as a result of the trauma they underwent when this same idiot that died a few days ago stormed my family house and killed 28 people in the process. That is the same person that some Biafrans, some idiotic Igbo people will be saying, "Oh, we are mourning our chief." You know. Sometimes I don't know. There must be an ant or a disease that have eaten our brain. To be honest with you, you are celebrating a man that came to kill your brothers and succeeded in killing some of your brothers. My own parents died as a result of it. You're celebrating, you say, "Oh, we are mourning our chief of staff." That is why I say that what you people are suffering from is what I call the Hausa syndrome. You know, after the Fulani is subdued and rendered the Hausa people useless, they started supporting everything that the Fulani man did. Are you aware of that? That's exactly what you're doing. It's not Stockholm syndrome. It's just, you just fall in love with your kidnapper. No, this one, you worship your oppressor. I feel sorry for some of you. Fulani. As I tweeted earlier today, let me tell you the tweet I tweeted earlier today. Do you know the Fulanis, they have no sea, they have no river of note. Only if you can consider River Niger as being theirs. Do you also know that Fulani people are in charge of all the seaports we have? Do you know it's the Fulani man that is in charge of Iguacha, Port Harcourt Seaport, in charge of One, in charge of Warri, in charge of Calabar? They are the ones that locked it and said no ship can come here. If you want to clear your goods, go to Lagos. One choncho deal, one small deal they cut with Yoruba corrupt politicians. Let every freight land in Lagos so we can tax them and take all their money. That's wickedness I told you about. That is something that our people don't understand. Those that idiotically call themselves Niger Delta. You see, when an Igbo man is being punished, all of you are being punished as well, isn't it? Because of this punishment being meted out to an Igbo man, Calabar Seaport cannot open because an Igbo man may benefit from it. Igbo Seaport in Igbo land itself, in Igbo land, it can't open because Igbo man will benefit. Warri, how about Warri? Oh, Warri is very, very close now. It's close to Opanam, it's close to Asaba. They will benefit. Why don't we shut it down? And after seeing all of these things, you still come out to say you're a proud Nigerian. Do you see how foolish you are? Fulani people controlling the sea, they have no sea. If you throw them into the water, they will drown. They're like stone. They don't swim. They don't know how to swim. The people that actually own the seaports, own the areas that can even swim, they are not nowhere to be found. And how about the oil? That's someone says, oh, you want to take our oil. That is why you want Biafra. I want to ask you a simple question. Do you own the oil? The answer is no. Now, let me tell you why they want one Nigeria. Because the Sultan of Sokoto, who is the head of the demonic Fulani Caliphate, owns, I think, I mean, is it how many oil wells? Is it 36 or 38 oil wells he owns? One single man. Why would such a person want Nigeria to break? But when you hear him talking about keeping Nigeria one, you will think that he has this love for you. He has love for his oil wells. He doesn't give a damn about you. That is why there is no cleanup anywhere. That is why they can pollute the land and do whatever they like. And you still love them. And that is why some people that call themselves Niger Delta youths, you know this, I don't know what is wrong with them. They call themselves Niger Delta youths. They always support the Fulani. Despite what the Fulanis are doing to them, they still support them. That is an advanced form of the Hausa syndrome that they're suffering from. Even the Hausa people these days are beginning to wake up, but some of them are still in slumber. Very, very sad indeed. They control the oil wells. You go to school, they score the lowest in exam hall. They are the lowest. But that person that scored the lowest is going to be the chief of army staff tomorrow. Watch and see. Before your eyes, what can you do? You complain, you grumble, you go back home and you sleep. You sleep on your wife's chest and that's it. You forget everything. And they say, oh, don't worry, darling, tomorrow will be better. And that's it. That is Nigeria for you. They come last in class. They are the lowest though. If you go and check JAMB, go and check WAEC, they are the lowest of the low. But they produce a customs chief, they produce chief justice of the federation, they produce attorney general, they produce immigration comptroller general, they produce comptroller general for prison, they produce IG of police, they produce chief of air staff, they produce chief of army staff, they produce chief of naval staff. They come last in class. And you don't want Nigeria. Let us get together and build Nigeria. People that came last. Then why do we have people going to school then? That is the zoo for you. They say, why we don't want the North, why we don't want Nigeria to break? Why North does not want Nigeria to break? Arewa Consultative Forum. I want to give you the reasons that they gave. He said, there is no way any part of Nigeria will succeed without a civil war. We are so integrated that it is impossible for us to sit at a conference table and allow each other to go their ways. It's impossible. In other words, they are foreclosing any avenue for referendum. They are asking for war. When that war comes to them, they say, oh, Nnamdi Kanu is seceding. They want to secede. How can I secede from something that was formed in 1960? My father is older than Nigeria. How can my father secede from something that is older than? I can't understand the life of me. Let me tell you something. Now we're going to add another subject when Biafra comes. That is we're going to establish as part of the medical sciences an anatomy course called Studying the Brain of a Black Man. I want to understand why blacks are so foolish. I want to understand that part of their brain that predisposes them to foolishness and stupidity. I want to understand it because it doesn't make any sense to me. They keep using the word secede. Have you noticed that they don't want to use the word self-determination? Never. They don't want to use it because Britain advised them. Don't use the word self-determination, because if you use the word self-determination, the world will know that Nigeria is an artificial construct. The world will know that Nigeria is not organic. The world will know that we created this monstrosity for you. Always use secession. So to give the impression that Nigeria has been in existence for over 1 million years before now. Do you understand me? Are you following what I'm preaching? I'm sure that some of you, they're saying there is no way we can separate without going to war. That's what the rulers of Nigeria is telling you. Fulani Caliphate is saying, why is that the case? Because we in the north, this is their own word, I'm quoting them verbatim, because we in the north fought the war to keep this country together. So it will be a contradiction for those of us who tried to stop this country from breaking up to now be engaging in activities that will break up this country. We don't want this country to break up. Nigeria is a great country as it is. We have problems, but those problems are not enough for us to break. Do you understand them now? In other words, that Britain gave them the land called Nigeria as compensation in perpetuity. Britain gave it to Fulani, do whatever you like. That is why Katuna land can come down to the east and be crisscrossing, going from one government house to the other, telling them who to kill. But the same Fulani ravaging, killing, raping, and murdering people, nothing is happening in their land. There is no Katuna land over there, telling them who to kill. Now, Fulani have said to you, we are not going to let you go unless you are prepared to fight a war. I now know that you understand their mindset and where they're going. Now, the problem is this. How can people come out and claim that Benue is theirs by right of conquest? I want people to understand this. How is it possible that the same Fulani that is responsible for 6 terror organizations in Nigeria, they themselves funded and founded them, all of them, how come you people want to be in the same country with such people? I can't, I kept thinking today, how is that possible? How? Because they infiltrated us with the help of the British, and they conditioned us to love them even after their impunity towards us. That is what defeats me, honestly speaking. How did the Fulani manage to get us to still love them? Some of you Efulefus, some of you one Nigeria rubbish, idiotic people. How is it possible that Fulani managed to convince all of you to love them, despite what have done to you? Then I looked at the case of the Hausa people, and then it dawned on me that we are all suffering from an advanced form of Hausa syndrome. Do you know why I'm saying this? They say Niger Delta Youth Council mourns death of the Chief of Army Staff. Are you sure that people are Biafrans? Some of them, some of this Niger Delta rubbish. Are you sure they're Biafran people? Are you sure that the same people that gave birth to Atakabura? Are you sure it's the same lineage? Because I don't understand. They did a press release. We, the leadership of Niger Delta Youth Council, received with great sadness the sudden demise of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atahir, who died in a plane crash. We want an investigation. Now, let me ask you something, you idiot, you moron, calling yourself. What idiots called? Maybe it's a DSS group, who knows? He says it's called the Niger Delta, whatever garbage. Let me remember their name. You know me, I don't take prisoners. I tell you the truth. You may not like it, but it is the truth. And I must preach it. Their name is Niger Delta Youth Council. You people are foolish. Very, very foolish. Let me ask you something. Where's Ken Serewa from? Ken Serewa is from the Niger Delta. Is that correct? Ogoni land, so to speak. Going by your own definition. After all, Imo State is also part of Niger Delta. Abia State is also Niger Delta, but let's leave it to one side anyway. When Ken Serewa was killed, how many Arewa groups issued a statement condemning his death at the hands of Abacha? Let me repeat my question to these Niger Delta Youth Council idiots. Maybe looking for money. You want to buy dry fish, maybe your kai has finished. Let me ask you again. Ken Serewa was an icon of the Niger Delta struggle. Is that correct? How many Arewa youth groups issued a statement lamenting his passing or his death at the hands of Abacha. Now you understand that you are suffering from an advanced form of Hausa syndrome. It seems to me the more they oppress us, the more we love them. That is how foolish we have become. I don't know if the Northern Sharia youths ever cried when Sarawiwa was killed. The most advanced form of Hausa syndrome. Look at the way the Hausa people was emasculated. Hausa Fulani, we Hausa Fulani, until we came. After lambasting them for 3 years, consistently is now Fulani. Are you hearing about Hausa anymore? Let me ask the question, are you hearing about Hausa anymore? Hausa is gone, dead, buried, finished. Yes, answering Nigeria, we regret the passing of Ibrahim Atahir, Chief of Army Staff. But you people were the same people complaining that there is no federal character in appointments in Abuja. Is that not correct? When they appoint the next Fulani man now, you complain. After a while, you start loving him because that is the way they conditioned you to behave. Very, very sad indeed.